Hello.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm
pretty okay.
Okay, this material looks suitable for students with, I don't know, I was thinking maybe intermediate low, intermediate mid.
Yeah, like intermediate mid, starting from the mid is high maybe,
Mhm.
because most of their speaking ability is not that fluent.
Oh, yeah.
So intermediate low.
Should we say these students are from school or from Hapon?
I guess we can set the situation like in school, but they're more focused on the speaking rather than like test-based class, because they tons of times are aside for their test-based exam for the normal class.
Should we say Hapon? Like this is what Hapon? Yeah. And like after activity, after
Yeah.
school activity,
After school, yeah. That's great.
After school class. Maybe start intermediate low.
Yeah, so looking at
Right.
the overall flow, the language point seems to be very straightforward,
Mhm.
which is
Sure.
simple, present perfect,
Perfect.
and that should be differentiated from the simple past.
Yeah. So should we
And-
aim for a 2-day lesson or a 3-day lesson?
I think 2 days would
Today's
be
lessons
more appropriate since they
appropriate.
are like middle school students. They
Right.
don't have enough time to come out.
No, that's
That
true.
frequently.
That's true. We have other things to do, right.
So,
Thursday.
thinking about just 1 week time frame, we can
Mhm.
divide this one chapter with 2 sections.
Mhm.
So we can cover 1 section per each week.
Right.
And considering their student needs,
Mhm.
since they've learned a lot of grammar points or task exam related techniques and strategies at school, I
Mhm.
think it's valuable for us to more focus on the speaking
Overall.
for skills, but
With a focus on
yeah,
speaking
and listening as well,
and listening, right?
since they do have listening task for the exam, at least to help them.
So the first day, we might want to start with
Leading,
activating their
yeah,
schema.
activating schema, yes.
Since it's about food, we can talk about, we start talking about, we can maintain this, the
Yeah,
first bit
I
snapshot.
think we can keep this
Yeah,
contents.
and ask the questions in the book.
Mhm.
Um,
And I think it's also, we can use the number 2 activity conversation.
Yes, I agree, yeah.
But I want to a little bit extend that content, since it seems to have the key grammar points that we can teach, we're going to teach,
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
like
present
present
perfect.
perfect and simple past.
Yeah.
So after let students listen just
Mhm.
one time, I think we can distribute some get feel worksheets
Right.
to that.
So we let the students listen to the conversation first, and then we give them the script, so that they
No,
can do the gap
with the
activity?
with the get feel,
Mhm.
with focused on the grammar point, like for example, have you and did you, things like that.
Yeah.
Then we can delete this point,
Mhm.
making a feel
Yeah.
like blank.
Yeah.
So they can fill that part before.
So they will be given a part of script, right? So they
Sure.
can feel as they listen.
Sure.
Oh, that's a great idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead
So
of
we
giving
can-
them TD or DU questions.
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
so they
no,
can-
no, no. I think it's better to keep like top down and bottom up question,
Mhm.
but as part of the bottom up activities,
Yeah.
I think we can include that part.
Ah, okay, yeah, oh, yeah.
So
That's better than one way, yeah.
we can maybe give them some feeling about this grammar points
Yeah.
even
So they can
before
anticipate,
explaining,
yeah, yeah, they can anticipate.
because they can anyway they're gonna listen to.
Yeah. After which, I was thinking maybe we could separate these 2 grammar points, simple past and present perfect. Like we mentioned, as we learned from last week, we learned about simple past
Mm-mm.
and explain like with the script, with the gap activity they've done. This is what we did, and this week we're gonna do present perfect, and then explain how they're different, so they can distinguish easily how these 2 points are different.
Yeah, that's a great point. And And assuming that they are already aware of the simple past at a very basic level anyway, I think we can spend more time on explaining this present perfect, and it's better to mention about the difference, key difference.
Yeah.
So when we do the situational presentation, I think we can cover that part, especially for explaining about the meaning.
Oh yeah.
And after this listening activities, as for the language input, receptive skills lessons, we can move on to the situational presentation on the first day of the week, which is number 4. But I think we need some settings to give them a situational presentation.
With context.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So I think we need to think about that.
Okay.
And then
shall we maintain this
restricted practice?
We will keep this one.
Yeah, I
But
think
it's
we
a
can
bit
do it.
Wouldn't it be a bit similar to the one that we had for the listening activity?
Right. But considering about the validity to practice the restricted activity, I think it's okay to keep it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Still related.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And finally, briefly about this pronunciation practice. What do you think about this?
I was thinking maybe we could do that like Thursday on day 2.
Okay.
Yeah. First they get used to the grammar point, and then they can learn how to say it.
Oh, I like that
Maybe.
idea. Yeah, that's a great idea. So we can cover this part on the second day of the week. And it's time for moving to the ending part almost.
I was thinking maybe number 8, talking about cooking methods.
Yeah.
With a bit of different ingredients. It's slightly, it's not authentic, but still more authentic than gaffle activity that we
It's in
students
between, I
do.
guess, too.
Yeah.
So do you want to do this like more restricted, less restricted activity on the first day of the week?
I was thinking, on the first day we can do like restricted,
That
the
all
second
makes
day
sense.
slightly more authentic than the first day.
Yeah. And what I was thinking that I totally agree on your point. It's more on the less authentic activity. But if we do this activity on day 2, then we can maybe extend, starting from this idea to the B part of the 3.
B
As in
part of
3 survey.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah.
So if how about doing this? If time allows, I think we can include this activity as one of the more restricted activities on day 1. And if it's not, then we can move this activity and cover that on day 2.
And make it slightly more authentic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea.
So let's have a little bit like
That's
flexibilities
right.
about
Flexibility.
that activity.
Right.
Okay. And I think I was looking at this self-assessment part. So I think maybe it's valuable on the first day that mentioned to the students that to review
Summarize.
your today's
Yeah.
lesson.
Yeah. And
Just
have
try
them
to
talk?
do with their classmates,
Right.
or even they can think about their classes for today and they can write a very short memo.
Earlier we were talking about putting more focus on speaking activities. So
Oh.
I agree with the speaking bit, having them speak
Oh, that's a great
or
idea.
summarize
So
verbally.
then I think if that's the case, we can.
It's a great idea,
If
yeah.
we want to cover the self-assessment part in class,
Yeah.
then we can spend some time on that. So I think it's better to move this restricted idea to the second day.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's do that. Okay.
Okay, second day.
Second day.
Should we start by reviewing the grammar point again?
Yeah,
Would be
yeah, as a
necessary?
leading,
Like,
yeah,
since
sure,
there's a two-day
very,
gap.
yeah, very
Briefly
simplified
reminding
way.
it. Yeah.
And I think it's valuable to mention about the difference by comparing
Okay,
the
yeah.
simple
Briefly.
past versus present perfect.
Yeah.
And have we mentioned about the classroom procedure about grouping?
Oh, that's that's a good point. Oh my.
So I think since we are just starting this class, I think it's better to let them understand than learn about one of the classroom procedure that we
Yeah.
can save time
Yeah,
and
yeah.
we can have more time on task.
That's true.
So
okay.
I think let's mention about that starting from the class. And then right after like brief review about the grammar points.
And then right into activities.
Yes.
More authentic than the day one.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we can start with the activity 8, cooking methods.
And make it authentic.
Yeah, and extending from that activity to the 3B.
3B.
Yes.
Apply personalizing.
Right,
their
exactly.
experience,
But
right.
it's still restricted.
Yeah.
And finally, I guess we can move on to role play.
The role play.
But what do you think about this number 6 speaking activity? Oh, and there's again the listening activity on 5 too.
For number 5 listening activity, I was maybe thinking we could omit that because we had the listening activity on the first day. So the second day we would be more focusing on authentic and phonology bit as well.
Yeah,
Which
that's
is quite important because this class has more focus on speaking.
right,
producing their
exactly.
language.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, sure. Then we can spend more time on the authentic activity,
Yeah.
which
And have them speak more
Yeah.
using their input language.
yeah, exactly. So we can
So-
consider more about their needs.
Having said that, you were mentioning number 6.
Yeah.
So should we maintain this bit?
Yeah, I
Or-
wanna do that, but it seems to be a bit more restricted.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, since already there are like already given some
The context, like slightly
and-
outside
yeah.
food.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can add some of the personalizing questions at the end of the day.
Or we can find something on Google or like
Yeah.
other textbooks.
Yeah.
And maybe find something that fits students' needs as well as our
Job requirements.
job requirements.
Yeah.
Because we are required to use textbooks and other resources.
Yeah,
So,
that's great. That's great suggestions. So I think instead of this content, we can add another sources of
from
material
Yeah.
to let students practice more of
Mhm.
the grammar point
Yeah.
with speaking ability. Okay, great.
Alright.
Okay.
And the role play.
And we can cover this role play. And finally, before we finalizing, I want to give them a very simple writing task.
Oh yeah, I was thinking about the same thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
great!
homework. As a
And I think we also need to keep in mind that explaining about the rubric as well,
homework. Oh yeah.
because
So they know.
because
what to write.
yes, exactly, because the reason for us to give them this writing assignment is to help them improve. So I think the formative assessment would be more helpful for them.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, I think what kind of criteria that you're thinking of as in suggestions for validating their writing assignments?
Since this activity is, since this class is focusing on improving their overall fluency, we should think about
I think at least include
accuracy.
Yeah, accuracy is
Yeah.
important, and since we
Structure.
are teaching the grammar points, I think at least they should include that grammar points
Mhm.
for their writing.
Yeah.
At least that should be mandatory, and overall like punctuation and these
Yeah,
kind
the
of
smaller
regulation
grammar
is
points.
has also be included.
Yeah.
So I think it's valuable for them to explain it.
Yeah, I agree.
Formative. Okay. Anything else to missing for us?
I think this should be okay.
Yeah. So I think seems like we're all
Yeah, we
finished.
can always ask students and what they think about it.
Yeah.
Kind of more